Guiding me through my hopes and fears. Good morning.
Trading bell, my heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show.
I like that we've got thumbs up, 4 thumbs up with like one person in there. I'll give an update on the dog Nathan. Let me just get all set up. Okay. There's a big show. Let's see, how much do I have to go over? A lot. We'll make it. Okay. Larry. And scene. And scene. The starting soon. I don't put the schedule up there. So Olga, there's 2 ways you can do live with YouTube. There is you can schedule those lives, or you can just hit the live button, and then what I have is that countdown, this thing, that. So I don't have the schedule. So I do have alerts on other people's YouTube channels for like video releases and stuff like that. I don't know how mine works. Honest to God, maybe I'll set an alert on mine. So I have a couple of burner accounts on YouTube, so I can set up alerts with that, and I'll see what it gives me, and give you some input. But I don't know. The only thing I do, I will literally, here's the special sauce in the mix. I use an open source software called OBS. I put in the YouTube credentials, and then I literally hit start streaming, and it gives me a title. I put in my title. I use the same thumbnail every day, so you know it's the live thumbnail that I have, but I change it after I'm done. So there's the special sauce. And yes, circle CRCL. You had a chance to trade it. It clearly you had a chance to trade it. That pop right there within 5 minutes, it got to, let's just look at a 1 minute, because you had the opportunity to buy this. Now, whether your brokerage firm actually filled the order or not is the question. But up here at 95, by the time you got here to 85, I would assume that your brokerage firm had enough shares and you could fill it and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I didn't access this one. The trade yesterday was actually Tesla. We'll go over that one. It was TSLQ. But this one at 103, it hit 103 was the high during the day. And even in pre-market today, it is 95. If you wanted to trade this one yesterday in the afternoon at 83 and get that confirmation all the way up to 98, at 4 o'clock this morning, this is what I expected. And I think even Nathan, I think you were the one that asked me, what do you think it will open at? And I said, it's likely it's over 60, even though it was at 34, it priced at 34. I said, because it's so overbought, it's likely going to open at 60. And I think it wound up opening at 74. I was watching a little bit of it, but I was with the dogs at the vet for a good portion of the day. So, but shit's up. I mean, just, listen, we're in a bull market. It is what it is, The dog update. Morning, Chris. By the way, morning, Carrie. Morning, Meat Stick. Morning, Rosa. So the dogs. Nothing. I mean, brought their poop in. $800, by the way. $800. So if you want to support the dogs, there's a paid portion of the newsletter that you can subscribe to. $800. Fuck. And Daisy won't eat this morning, by the way. I mean, we got her pill in her. So essentially, they have an anti-nausea pill once a day for 24 hours. So that comes up again tomorrow night, tonight. And they have it starts with an M. I forget about it. It's like an antibiotic, but it's every vet uses it for diarrhea. What's the song? What's the diarrhea song? How does it go?
If you have a hole in
your... If you have a hole in your...
yeah.
We were singing the diarrhea song. As like the dog's backs are like, hunched over. We're singing the diarrhea song. Da, da, diarrhea. Da, da, da. Diarrhea.
People might be eating.
Yeah. Is Daisy eating?
No, people might be eating.
Oh, people might be eating. No, they're drinking coffee. Olga's drinking her coffee. It's her second cup. I wouldn't talk about diarrhea if it was the first cup, but the second cup I can call. Morning, Laura. And yeah, GoFundMe. $800 fucking dollars at the vet. God damn it. And I told them when I walked in, I know I make them laugh. I said, my goal is to walk out of here under $1,000 today. Lululemon got killed. I don't think it's buy the dip opportunity, but I do think AVGO, as it nears that 250, we'll talk about it. Don't get FOMO. I mean, this is Tori Trades, and she goes over it. The simplest, yes, most powerful tool is taking action. So, I mean, I thought this was a great thread. I like CoreWeave. I don't like the short squeeze that's going on with CoreWeave. So if I had to pick, it'd be Nebius. And Nebius was up 17% yesterday. And that's not a short squeeze. So that is because the stock is actually getting traded. This one, there's some great stocks here. Warren Buffett, if you do it right at the right price, there's nothing better than buying in your own business. These are companies that are buying up their own stock and increasing their revenue. So Amazon set to test robotics. I've said it before. I think that's the greatest stock in the Mag 7 right now. Palantir, I love this one. I mean, I saw this CNBC interview yesterday, and I was sitting there screaming, I got to buy this stock. I got to buy that stock. I was on a space yesterday talking about precious metals. Yeah, I'm a precious metals expert now, too. So we'll talk about Circle. Because Circle Internet, the Seeking Alpha analysts are out saying buy it. I'll tell you my opinion on it. I mean, it just went nuts yesterday. There might be something that you heard about during yesterday that happened with Elon Musk and Donald Trump. We'll talk about it. I got some good insights on that one. But this is clearly, there was a clear trade yesterday. So, I mean, it was one of those dumb moments. It really was. I mean, it was so duh. And if I had my charts, if I had my computer, I am comfortable trading on my computer. I am not comfortable trading on my phone unless I get an alert. So, I mean, that's just a missed opportunity on my part. Tesla stock, I do think that you can trade by the dip. So I'll just ruin that one. But there's a Seinfeld one for every, Elon and Musk getting into it. Yeah, there's a Seinfeld clip. And that is where Jerry and George start fighting over something. And Kramer, can't you see that you're in love with each other? This is a timeline of what happened. We will go over an exact timeline. But there's always signs. I mean, just always signs. Yesterday morning, 6:55, what a beautiful relationship between Elon and Trump. I mean, he says it all. He says it all. So we'll talk about Trendspider because they are releasing a pretty big update. And it's in the store. They are going to create a community of tools that you can use and import into your stuff. So it's the Trading Tools store, and you can import all of these things, and people will start sharing. Now, I won't share my 4-hour algorithm because I want to use it myself. I share it with you when you sign up for a regular subscription. But this is it is huge. It is an amazing, amazing thing. We will talk about the biggest gainer in my stock portfolio yesterday, because I'll give you 6 alpha picks right here, right now. 6 alpha picks. We'll look at my portfolio. I did a survey in Spotfiy on Wednesday. Will we hit all-time highs in June? 70% of you said yes. 30% of you are bears. So I'm not sure which one's right. We'll talk about it, but this bullish sentiment right there, we'll talk about that stuff. So if you're climbing a ladder and you hear something splatter, it's private equity, Larry. Here's my deal with vets. And I know this just because I've seen it with my own vet. They were bought up by a private equity group. I know it. And they haven't said it, but they're building a brand new building. So my $800, yeah, they're building a brand new building. And I get it. And now here's the thing. I could go to Petco. Petco has Banfield and they have other vets. And I probably should have, to be honest with you. But I feel comfortable with my vet. And they've seen Daisy ever since she was a baby. And so they have all the history. And, like they needed nail trim yesterday. And they said, Daisy's just a drama queen. And they said, oh, there she is. That's it. And Daniel, yes and no. So here's what I know about pet insurance. And I'm not a big insurance guy. It can save you thousands of dollars, and I completely agree with it. But pet insurance isn't regulated. So they can regularly come back and say it's not covered. Like, for instance, Daisy probably has a back issue. She's a dachshund. And I had a dachshund before. It's $15,000 for the operation for the back, and that's like starting at $15,000. I'm pretty sure I paid $15,000 or $20,000. I don't know, but they can say, well, it's a dachshund. We're not going to cover it. So I'm ambivalent about pet insurance. And I've had friends who have gotten pet insurance and then it's not covered and it's thousands of dollars. I'm okay with people that need pet insurance. Honest to God, I joke about it, $800. I'm fine. I'm fine. I will just spend more on those dogs than I do on my own health, which is sad.
For on your girlfriend's birthday present.
Well, my girlfriend just yelled, or on your girlfriend's birthday present, because I bought her, by the way, for her birthday, I bought her a sticker book for ages 7 and up. Just so you're aware what I live with. And no, I'm not in the Epstein files. I am not in the Epstein, no. I'm not in the Epstein files, but oh boy. By the way, Bitcoin's soaring a little bit. 2% up on iBit. QQQ up 1%. I mean, I got to look at the jobs number. That's what I got to do. Payrolls growth slows in May. Still a healthy gain. We'll mention that. I won't bring it up. I won't put it in the newsletter. Whatever. Yeah, and Nathan, once you find a good vet, you've got to stick with it. Yeah, TSLQ yesterday. I mean, it was the obvious trade. I will go into it. I will go into that trade. We'll go into more, but let me just start. I'm going to start hitting record. I don't have anything to do today, but I have to mow the lawn before the storms come in, because for the past 2 days I haven't been able to mow the lawn because of afternoon rain. So I do have to do that. Good morning. It is Friday, June 6th. Nothing went on yesterday. There was nothing to see. There was nothing exciting going on. There was an obvious trade. I mean, there was an obvious trade. We'll go over that one with Tesla. We'll go over, is it bullish? We'll go over my personal portfolio. Why the top 6 stocks yesterday, literally the top 6 stock gainers. I'll go over that. We'll go over the jobs report just quickly. I mean, it is what it is. The market's soaring. Yeah, we'll go over Trendspider. They are creating a community and a store. There's a Seinfeld episode for everything, so you're going to hear some comedy stuff. You're going to hear, again, the Tesla trade. I will go over that. Circle went nuts. I was a materials expert yesterday on gold and Bitcoin, so we'll go over that. Palantir, I freaking love. Amazon is going to soar. What's the data center trade? Is it Nebius or is it CoreWeave? We'll go over that. A little education about what's the number one things that backs traders up. And obviously Broadcom earnings. We'll go over that in Lululemon. Let's just take a look at the charts right now, because yesterday afternoon, the chart sunk. On Wednesday, I put a poll up on Spotfiy, and I didn't promote that. I was putting it up there. I said, will we hit all-time highs in June? And 70% of the people that listened to the podcast and voted said yes. 30% said no. Well, we're damn close. And I got to tell you, the numbers that came out this morning on non-farm payrolls right here, it was expected 126. We got 139, but it was lower than April. So what does this mean? It means that the jobs market is still good. It means that most likely Powell can lower rates. So that's going to be bullish for stocks. And you're up almost 1% on QQQ. You had a little bit of downturn yesterday. It wasn't 1%. It was 0.8%, but you're gaining it all back today. That's bullish. That's bullish. And according to this AAIA, I've never heard of this. The American Association of Individual Investors. There's a grift for everything. I'm sure there's freaking membership fees. By the way, I am pissed because yesterday I took the dogs to the vet. I had to pay $800. So if you'd like to support me on the GoFundMe, completely do that. Dogs are fine. Dogs have diarrhea. We were just singing on the live YouTube the diarrhea song. So just to give you an update on this. But if I sound a little pissed, it's because I spent $800 on the damn dogs yesterday, and they won't eat this morning. So it is what it is. But this went bullish. But it's less bullish. It's still bullish, but it's less bullish. According to the AAIA, neutral sentiment or expectations that stock prices will stay essentially unchanged over the next 6 months also showed a slight change during the week, with the figure standing at 25.9 compared to 25.2. So people do expect it to kind of just be in this range. The survey has been conducted by the AAIA since 1987, which asks respondents for their thoughts on the markets. So it's a long-standing survey. That's it. Now, I do want to go over some of the big movers in my portfolio. And I will just put this out there. And yes, you can bash me for going over alpha picks all this time. But I want to point out Argan Signals. Okay, it was up 8%. That was the biggest gainer in my portfolio. Now, I put in the newsletter yesterday. This is the newsletter, and it is free for anybody that wants to subscribe to it. But I put in the newsletter yesterday that I've made $16,500 in Alpha Picks portfolio in 1 month. And that is true. That is true. The figure is not just, hey, I'm tracking this and it's 16,500. It is literally the performance of this portfolio over 1 month. Okay? So, I'm sorry, it's over 3 months. 3 months, $16,500. And it's because I have $150,000 in this portfolio. That's what I put in there. So I didn't go in and look at them individually. But I will tell you right now, okay? The Alpha Picks, the top performers in my portfolio yesterday were AGX, okay? Look at that one. Buy at 146. This is the 4-hour algorithm, so it's not Alpha Picks. But understand you can use these two to manage a portfolio. If you don't want to get into it, you don't have to. But AGX was my biggest winner. Another one that was a big winner is Bluebird. Now, this one I think I'm negative on. But the 4-hour algorithm could have saved me because I could make 43% versus 52% over the last 2 years. They got into it a little bit high. I think it was around this 50 mark. But it's on the rebound. Again, a solid fundamental business. Another one that's down a little bit, but maybe an opportunity, is POWL. This was the next bigger one. And then Royal Caribbean. Boy, that's rebounding as well. Royal Caribbean, another good one. Another top winner, and these are all just, when I log into Fidelity, it says your top winners for the day. Uber was a top winner for the day. And that's an alpha pick. And then T-Mobile. T-Mobile. Those are the winners from yesterday, and that was literally taken from Fidelity. I could go down the list, but alpha picks. It's just a great portfolio. Again, 162% for during the S&P, 57%. It is a buy and hold. 8 of the alpha picks are up over 100%. And you want to know one that is the biggest winner? It's AppLovin. AppLovin, it is up 875% since it got included in the portfolio. 875%. And they may get included in the S&P today after the bell. Might be them, might be Robinhood. There's several others, but that would push this stock probably to all-time highs. Okay? I like the portfolio. And yes, I will continue to push it because it's doing a much better job than my own personal portfolio, which is focused on the Mag 7. And I went over that yesterday. 16K in profit. It's just assuming that, okay? I like Argan. I like the stock. Went up 8%. It's up 2% in pre-market. Again, you can take that portfolio, do what you want with it. I really, really like that stock. And I also love Trendspider. And this is a screenshot of Trendspider. They are doing something that is going to be a game changer. Okay? Do you think you have a better strategy or could create a better strategy than my 4-hour algorithm? Because this is a short 44-second video that shows you launch your indicators and scans to the Trendspider store. Okay? There's a full blog post about this. This is the trading store. And so what you're going to be able to do as a trader, as a Trendspider person, you will be able to put your strategies and your scans on the store. That's huge. That's game changing. And you can go and read the blog post here all about it. how to publish your tools, build your tool, publish, pass the review credentials. It's a great option. I love it. I love it. And Trendspider, again, $50 a month for all of these tools. It is a game changer. That's huge. Like this one, members of Congress. They are buying up LMT when it dips. You know, Jared Moskowitz bought it at the height. But again, if you want to follow these trades, many of these people are on the arms committee or on committees that dole out money, and maybe Lockheed's getting money. Remember, the U.S. government is spending with the private sector. That's 20% of our economy. So if they know that, hey, there's a big contract that will boost this stock. That's why you want to track it. So Trendspider has all of that. So let's go over the big news of the day. And there were signs. I mean, we talk about it all the time. The inverse of Jim Cramer. You can always win it. 6:55 in the morning yesterday. Some may say this is AI. Some may say this is fake. But he said, what a big, beautiful relationship between Elon and Trump. I'm very bullish on this. Okay? The Elon-Trump bromance is over. Anybody who chose June as the over-under. Yeah. And yes, Jim Cramer. Let's go over this. I'm not going to, so I don't screw this up. Okay. Ride the news, put in a complete timeline of what happened. Okay. We'll just go over it. May 28th, Elon leaves Doge. While this was expected, his allotted time as a government employee had run out. There were rumors of bad blood. There were. Trump had asked, is Doge just all bullshit? Okay. May 30th, Trump's asked his aide, is Doge bullshit? That's what that was reported, and they said it was fake. It wasn't fake. Turns out probably wasn't fake. June 3rd, in the first public instance of beef, Elon calls Trump's one big, beautiful bill an abomination. By the way, it's only June 6th. So this went rather quickly. June 3rd and 4th, Elon continues trashing the bill. Call your senator, call your congressman. Bankrupting America is not okay. Kill the bill. He went on a rampage. Okay, June 5th, yesterday, around 11:30 a.m., I was watching this on CNBC, actually. Trump was Trump. Trump was Trump. He just rambled on. I like Elon. Oh, I don't like Elon. Oh, Elon's fake. And then just, you could see him boiling up. Okay, 11:46, Elon is watching this. Elon resurfacing Trump's old posts, criticizing excessive government spending. Yes, let's be honest. When somebody else is in office, Trump wants them to cut spending. When Trump is in office, he doesn't want to cut spending. I mean, it's been very clear. 12:46, Elon rebukes Trump's election claim, says Trump would have lost without him. I think Trump would have lost without him. Now, that doesn't abstain the fact that the Democrats were effectively, actively trying to lose this election. I mean, you couldn't have made any bigger mistakes. They had to be on purpose, Then 12:46, Elon continues posting about Trump and other Republicans. He posted about 23 times in this window. Yes, he was on a Twitter. This was like an old ex-girlfriend who just suddenly gets drunk on ayahuasca and starts texting you about how bad of a person you are. Elon calls for a centrist political party, which, by the way, I completely agree with and I would vote for. 2:37, Trump goes on Truth Social because he ain't on Twitter. In back-to-back posts, Trump says Elon was on thin ice and threatens to cut his government contracts. He said he fired Elon, that he was getting sick of Elon. So yes, blood's boiling. Elon rebukes Trump. Trump said that Elon was wearing thin. Such a lie. So sad. 3:10, Elon says Trump is in the Epstein files. This was the bomb. And by the way, if you don't think that Trump was in the Epstein files, you haven't looked at the circumstantial evidence that is all there. Maybe you don't think that he had sex with Stormy Daniels either, because that's pretty clear that he did. Trump responds, but acknowledges the Epstein accusation, or doesn't acknowledge. He still hasn't denied it. So 409, Musk says he will decommission SpaceX because, by the way, in this one, he said they can save money by just canceling all of Elon's stuff. And then 409, Musk says, here's the thing. Musk has power. Understand, the U.S. needs a space program. Because if you don't have a space program, you hand space to China. You hand space to Russia. And that's a big, big deal. Okay? That's a big deal. And so when Trump says we'll cancel it, and Elon says we're going to decommission SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft, you basically are handing a big portion of a race over to other countries. Elon co-signs for Trump's impeachment then at 411. Again, the market's closed. And then the biggest shocker, the one that nobody had on their bingo card, Kanye enters the fray. I mean, it just went on and on and on. And again, that's it. Tesla stock fell more than 14%, erasing around $150 billion in value. Any reaction in the market is an overreaction, okay? And there is a Seinfeld episode for everything. This is where Jerry and George are fighting, and Kramer says, can't you see that you love each other? There is literally a Seinfeld episode for everything. So I posted, hey, we knew it was going to happen. We knew this was going to happen. You knew it was going to happen. And I posted these notes in my Apple Notes from yesterday, and I said, yeah, Tesla stopped, dipped on the news. You saw it. Okay, stocks closed lower as Tesla slides 14% in mud mid Trump and Musk spat. It was crazy. I mean, literally, it was crazy. It got ugly when Elon brought up the Epstein files. Again, it got super personal. And you can see Tesla sheds more than $100 billion. Again, there's news stories out there all over the place. I will point to this one. I was at the vet with the dogs, like I said, when the whole thing really started. My appointment was at like 1 o'clock. So I was at the vet when really the stuff really started. Had I been at my computer, it was clear. And I'll show you this trade. Because had you been listening to this and you didn't realize there was an actionable trade that was happening, you weren't looking at the tea leaves. And this is Tesla short, okay? Now, I talk about this all the time, confirmation. It's very simple. The candlesticks are above the 9-day EMA on a 5-minute chart. Buy it. That's confirmation, okay? When it goes below, you sell the confirmation. And we can clearly see there was confirmation yesterday. And you can see it continued up all the way up to 25. Where are you trading today? 22. Okay, there's rumors that this is all fine and dandy. Everybody's okay. But again, that was clearly an actionable trade. Now, I will tell you, the 4-hour algorithm is effing crazy. I mean, it is crazy. This is the 4-hour algorithm that got you out yesterday with a 25, and I said it on the air yesterday, it got you out. It actually outperforms buy and hold. So maybe you want the 4-hour algorithm just to trade Tesla, because FYI, you could have saved yourself 10% by just selling yesterday, taking your profits, and then buying back today. Now, Tesla is up 3% in pre-market. Okay, everything seems to have calmed down with Tesla. Everything seems to have calmed down just because there was a guy with 27 followers who basically told Trump and Elon, can't you all get along? And Elon wrote back, yeah, it's probably good. And then Bill Ackman sent out a freaking, a novel like Bill Ackman does. So is there a trade in Tesla now? I would tell you, and I'm just going to tell you kind of my strategy on this one. You can follow it. You can say what you want. I'm waiting for the 4-hour algorithm to get me back in. I don't know. Do I want to buy on a Friday when we got Saturday and Sunday with two freaking hotheads going at it and we don't know what could happen over the weekend? Not particularly my kind of thing. Now, do I want to buy under 300? Absolutely, I want to buy Tesla under 300. But we went over it yesterday, how, remember, autonomy comes with a lot of risk. It's not automatic. I had the car drive me to the vet yesterday. It was fantastic, but it's not automatic. Cruise and Uber both had autonomy. Cruise was GM. Both are gone because of public incidents with the autonomy. They're no longer doing autonomy, okay? That could happen with Tesla. So it's not an automatic. Now, do I think it's going to happen? No. No, I think Tesla's fine. And by the way, stock index futures jumped because any reaction in the market is an overreaction. I do think that the bill is an abomination. I do think they need to cut spending. I do think that Elon Musk is probably telling more truths than Donald Trump. I do think that Trump loves spending and he's not cutting spending. That's the problem. He is trying to basically yell at Jerome Powell to lower rates so that the spending can come down. That's it. That's it. I mean, it's as simple as that. And Musk is saying, hey, even though Doge saved pennies on a dollar, we're still spending a lot of money that needs to be cut. And Trump is saying, hey, we're going to get the money in growth. And so there's a lot of people out there within the government that believe growth is the key. And if you can grow, then you can actually grow your way out of this recession. Or I'm sorry, the spending, the deficit. Now, let's talk about growth, because Circle, I said yesterday, Circle opened at 74. Okay, it was up 144%. Remember, the IPO was priced at 34. If you had the ability to get in on Circle, you could have. Now, there's lockups there. That's the problem. That's part of the issue. When you have lockups, you can't sell for like 90 days. So I got an email from Fidelity that said, hey, well, you can participate in Circle. You can get it at the price. Tell us what price you want to pay. And I could have gone in there and said $34, $35, which was above the $28, $27 asking price at the time. And I thought that was about where it was going to go pre-market. Now, I said on air yesterday, I think it's actually going to open up at 60. What did it open up at yesterday? It opened at 66. And then it shot within a couple of minutes up to 103. It was crazy. It was crazy. And if you want to buy it today, what's it up today? It's up 15% today. Now, I would urge you that if you are not an experienced trader, understand what this business is and understand what you're getting yourself into. The quant is not going to rate this. Okay, so if you have Seeking Alpha Premium, you can go to Circle and you can see it, but you've got to do a deep dive. Understand what you're buying. And there are already 2 analyst reports here. And this one I read. I like this stock, okay? The analyst is recommending to hold it. Why? Because the valuation is just crazy at this price. It is wanted by the market, and they are driving the price up. And so that's the issue that you have right now. If you want the business, I always say, hey, I don't want to buy anything unless it has some moving averages on the daily. And it just doesn't. You have one daily candle. So I don't have enough candles to understand where the price really wants. It's trying to find a price. And that's what we have with CoreWeave and others. So I would just urge you that hey, if you don't know what you're doing, just do the research and understand. Go and ask AI. Go and ask AI about that stuff. But if you have Seeking Alpha, go and read some of these reports because I think it's good. Now, I turned into a materials expert yesterday. The Wolf Crew invited me onto a space to talk about gold. And it's a Bitcoin ETF. You can see silver soars to 13-year highs. And it was a very simple discussion. Okay, it was over the owners of this ETF, BTGD, which stands for Bitcoin and Gold. Okay, it's a new ETF. But you can see it is performing incredibly. Okay, just got you out of a 26% gain. Now, the 4-hour algorithm doesn't work. There's 8 trades in 7 months. Understand. It's not enough back testing to actually understand. I like 2 years of back testing. This is 7 months. It's only 8 positions. So I like this, but I really like this particular ETF. Why? Because it goes to the supply demand kind of thing. Okay, BTGD, it's STKD, 100% Bitcoin and 100% gold ETF, and you go to the holdings, and it holds gold futures, Bitcoin futures, and that's it. I mean, it literally is balanced on gold. Now, the quant doesn't rate this one, so we'll go over to expenses. What do they charge? They charge 1%. That's a lot. Understand that's a lot. But because when you understand that there is a supply-demand constraint within Bitcoin and gold, both of them, that's what drives the price higher. And they actually did a really good job. In April, you don't see that huge downturn that you saw with everything else. So I like this ETF. I'm going to add it in on some of the watch lists. Maybe we'll put this one into the watch list right here in Trendspider. So if you're subscribed to my Trendspider via my thing, now we can scan on this. So the next entry, when you scan against the watch list, you'll get an entry on that one. I liked it. It's crazy how those two assets are correlated. And again, silver and other metals, they're soaring to all-time highs. And it's because of the deficit. So understand, I have never been a big gold guy. I would rather hold Bitcoin than gold. And I think that Bitcoin is going to be more valuable than gold. But if you know, again, if Bitcoin's not in your friend, gold may be it. And I like that BTGD. Just so you understand, I was looking at buying it yesterday. I felt like I needed to do a little bit more research. And the reason was because of that exit on the 4-hour algorithm. Now, Palantir, I always talk about how Palantir is just overpriced. I saw their CEO, Alex Karp, on CNBC yesterday about this New York Times, the New York Times story about how they're collecting data on American citizens, blah, blah, blah. I like this. I mean, I don't like that if they're collecting stuff, but his interview was fantastic. It made me want to buy this company even more. Okay, but where do I want to buy it? Well, let's go look at it because the valuation is extended. 206 times forward earnings. Okay, a PEG ratio, which you'd like to be under 2, is actually at 6. The sector is at 1.73. But again, this is a market leader. So you can analyze it with AI and you can look at the competitors, Snowflake, CrowdStrike, Databricks. You can go and look at those. Okay, go and look at the positives and negatives. For me, this one is one that I want to look at the technicals. And the technicals on this one would tell me that we're due for a pullback. That is a crazy good, 4-hour algorithm had you in here. Let's just click on it right here. If I can grab it. There we go. And we're going to move this over here. You're up 37% in 56 days since you bought it on the 4-hour algorithm. That's it. Your average win, 20%. It doesn't beat buy and hold. Okay, over the last 24 months, if you bought and held, you're up 797%. I want to get into buy and hold. Where am I looking to get into buy and hold? If we get down to 80, I will look at buying and holding. If the weekly needs to calm down in my mind. But again, I want to get into this company again. I got out in the 40s. I want to get back in. That interview was just fantastic. Another stock, this is a top 5 holding in my portfolio, is Amazon. They are set to test AI-powered vehicles, humanoid robots for deliveries. And they're doing it in Rivian vans, which, by the way, they have an enormous investment in. Now, Amazon is a strong buy in the quant, even though it's got a valuation that is high, but it's 33 times forward earning. Its PEG ratio is 1.95. That's under the 2. Am I adding to Amazon? No. I like Amazon under 200. And we can go and look at the 4-hour algorithm on this one. Okay, it got you in at 181. Now, if you look at the daily, you are just getting over the 200-day. This is on sale. So if you don't have a position in this, if you don't have enough exposure through your ETFs like QQQ and stuff like that, find an entry. I like this one. And if you want, I don't believe in it, but Rivian might be an actual, investment in this one as well. It's expensive. Understand, they are not making money. They're losing like $40,000, $50,000 per vehicle they deliver. It's a capital intensive business. And no matter what, you will not have a company actually become Tesla again. I just don't believe that a car company can make that one again, make that leap. Okay, remember, I never thought that Tesla was actually a car company. I think it's a technology company, and that's the way I've always thought it, but I've always traded it. But I would say buy Amazon over Rivian. Now, one feature of a great stock, and this is Warren Buffett, if you do it at the right price, there's nothing better than buying in your own business. Here's O'Reilly. Okay, total shares outstanding in the green. They are buying back their stock. Earnings per share going up. That's a good business. Murphy. Okay. Again, Murphy's total shares outstanding. They are reducing the total shares outstanding. Meanwhile, earnings per share going up. AutoZone, total shares outstanding. They are canceling the shares. So again, it's a great business. Ameriprise Financial, same thing. Domino's Pizza. This is a list of good stocks that you can probably look into buying. Find a strategy that works. And if they're reducing, this is how Apple did it. Okay, Apple's expensive, but this is how Apple did it. And there's some great stocks in there. Now, I talk about CoreWeave. CoreWeave is up 7%. It was down 17% yesterday. Okay, I think that's a short squeeze. One that I don't think is in a short squeeze is Nebius. It is expensive as well. These are both data center stocks. Okay, Nebius. If I had to choose, it would be Nebius. It's expensive. Understand, the fundamentals are not there. This would be total YOLO trade. They are not making money, and they are going towards their double top. Their 52-week high is $50. You're buying in at 46. But boy, when I brought up Nebius, now I didn't get into this one. I got scared out. But Nebius, I think the 4-hour algorithm got us in, let me just see. Oh, it's hung up there. Let's do the 4-hour algorithm on Nebius right here. It got you in at $21. You are up 110. Let's even move this one. We've got to move this up because now it's up to here. You are up 132% in 57 days with the 4-hour algorithm. Okay? Nebius would be my choice if I had to pick the two. Why? Because CoreWeave is simply a short squeeze. The short interest on CoreWeave, I think it's northward of 40%. It's saying 4% here. I think it's closer to 40. So again, I think this is a short squeeze. The valuation makes no sense whatsoever. When you go, they're not making money. Okay, their growth, phenomenal, 736% year over year. It's great. Nvidia just gave them a ton of chips. They just got the Blackwell servers up and running. It's a great business. Is it a great stock? Not until it gets some legs under it. I'd like to buy this one around $40 or $50. And I think at some point in time, it gets down there. And we'll talk about this a lot. But this is a great thread from Tori Trades, okay? I love her Twitter. I like some of her lessons that she goes. But this is all about the one trait that made her profitable and made her a great trader. And it's the most powerful tool ever, okay? The longer I traded, the more I realized it's not about charts or indicators. It's about sitting still in FOMO, drawdowns, record profits, and not reacting. The reactions are what happens, okay? Understand, create a system, know your plan, and how things fit into your goals. That makes taking action a lot easier. You want to know why I'm not in Nebius? Because it doesn't fit my risk tolerance 100%. Do I want to buy into something new at 21 while it's dipping? Or would I want to add to my current positions? And on April 11th, I said I'd rather just add to my positions and not risk 100, a few $100,000. I'd rather put it into something that I think will grow. And this one, it was risky. But again, I've created my system. I know my plans and I know what my goals are. So it made taking action easier when I had money on the sidelines and I said, hey, I can do these YOLO trades, or because of uncertainty, I can just go in and buy the things that I think will work, that I have a thesis on. And was I wrong? Absolutely. This is up 132%. I didn't buy anything back in April that's up 132%. So again, it's about having that plan in place. And she goes over it right here. I think it's like 6 tweets or something. Take your 5 minutes, go and watch this little short story. Okay? Because then you're going to need to get yourself a plan. You're going to need to get yourself a strategy, and you're going to need to get a system. And that makes taking action a lot easier. When you're sitting there and you're going, why didn't I get CoreWeave? Okay, why didn't I get CoreWeave back here at $41? Why didn't I get it back at $41 when you're up? Let's see, you were up 285% in 42 days. Well, if it fits your plan and you like IPOs and you want to buy on the dip, this was your plan. Okay, made taking action easier. Now, IBIT's a great indication. IBIT, I bought back here because the plan on IBIT for Bitcoin was, hey, I'm going to buy when the 4-hour algorithm tells me to buy. Now, am I going to get out when the 4-hour algorithm tells me to get out? No, I am not trading this stock. I am looking to accumulate this stock. So I am adding 2 positions. Again, it makes taking action easier. And so sitting and saying, God, I should have done this. It doesn't do you any good. Understand, and I say this all the time, journal your trades, and then the best 10 trades that you have over a period of time, revisit them, find the commonality. What did you do right? What did you do wrong? And if you did something wrong before, maybe do it right in the future. That's what you can do. Okay, it's all about learning yourself. You can learn somebody else's system, but you can't implement somebody else's system because you're always going to be sitting in the back of your mind going, is this the right thing to do? And then if you implement someone else's system and they turn out to be wrong, then you're going to blame them, but it's on you. Now, I talked about Broadcom. Broadcom, I said there would be profit taking. That's what's happening. Okay, Q2 results topped estimates, but it's expensive and you're at all-time highs, and we've run up into this a tremendous amount. Okay, it will be profit taking. Let's look at where some support might be. Well, the last time we were up here, the last earnings, this was the big earnings. Let's move this back. We're going to move this this volume line back here. And I'm going to show you that since the last time, where's the support? It's down here at 232. So if you get back to 232, maybe start adding to it. Okay, this is on the 4-hour algorithm. If you get down past 223, expect to start buying under 200 again. But again, this is an expensive stock. You will be paying for this one through the net. Again, it's a strong buy from Wall Street, but what do they say that it's worth? 266. 266. You're going to have estimates come up. Are you willing to buy at 250 when it's just 2% above for Wall Street's price target? And the reason is because it's expensive. 39 times forward earnings. Again, this is the baby Nvidia. This is a great semiconductor company. I will tell you that I would prefer to go with Credo. If I had my choice, I would rather buy Credo right now. Now, I don't own Broadcom. I do own it in ETFs. But if I had to buy a stock right now, it would be Credo. And that's just it. Wall Street thinks that it's worth $77. Instead, that's 6% upside. It's still high. But I like it. Again, I like it. So there's that one. Do I think that you could buy the dip on this one? I'm looking to. And if I get down towards that 230 mark or even under 200, I'm going to pull the trigger on it. I sold it during this panic sale. I locked in some profits. I didn't buy back. I made a mistake. But again, I still own it through ETFs, so I have access to it. Now, one that's going to be hard to justify buying back in is Lululemon. Okay, this one's down 17%. It's tariffs. It's tariffs. And this was a big mover yesterday based on earnings. But it's not always buy the dip. How do you know which stocks are buy the dip? Well, go to a weekly chart. Okay, down here at 229, that's going to be a buy the dip. Because if I just put a horizontal line in here, okay, let's go during pre-COVID right here at 250. If you get down to 250, okay, which was the pre-COVID high while it was soaring, and then you dip back down here, March 1st, 2021. What was the low? 269. Then you dip back down here in June of 2022. What was the low? 267. Then you dip back down here in July of 2024. What was the low? 234. Then you dip back down here April 7th. What was the low? 234. So between 230 and 250, maybe you start adding. What are you trading at in pre-market? It's trading at 271. For me, if I were looking at Lululemon, I would absolutely be looking at that 230 to 250 price. And I would be saying, okay, I'm going to pull the trigger there. But understand, they are still expensive. It is still an expensive stock. 22 times forward earnings, your PEG ratio, 2.19 going forward. And it's because the growth isn't there. Their revenue growth, 10%. And if you want to know exactly what these figures mean and things, just go over here to the AI. Valuation is quite high with price to sales of 4. Lululemon's growth metrics show mixed results while revenue growth is robust at 10%. The sector's is 2%. The free cash flow per growth is negative, indicating challenges in cash generation. And it's tariffs related. The momentum is positive with one-year guidance performance of 7%, which is significantly better than the sector at 10%. Do I want 7% in an AR market where I can make 30% in a year from some of these AI stocks? That wouldn't be my thing. But again, if you wear Lululemon, if you're a yogi who, goes to Lululemon, I buy Lululemon knockoffs off of Amazon. So that's my thing. So it's Friday. What do you do on Friday? You go over your portfolio, okay? You set yourself up over the weekend. You don't buy on a Friday, especially when we got this war between two billionaires. You sit there on Friday, sit on your hands. There is no need to do anything. You are 2 or 3% away from all-time highs. Yes, you may get to all-time highs again, but the reality of it is the risk worth the reward? And if you're not an experienced trader, don't do anything. Just sit there. Your portfolio should be 80%. We are in a bull market. You should be 80% invested. Okay, at the minimum, 80% invested. I don't care if you bought here at 494 as we went through and you hit the 200 day. I don't care if you bought at 507, but am I buying at 530 right now and putting a bunch of money in? If my time frame is 5 to 10 years, yes. If my time frame is 1 year or a slightly more, I'm just kind of sitting there and hoping the 80% grows and accepting the 4% cash that I get in my savings account. Not savings, but it's in a bond account. Or you can buy bonds, you're getting 5% treasury yield. So again, I'm just sitting there. I'm not doing anything. But if I see an opportunity like Tesla again to short it, absolutely I'm going TSLQ. You are still under $300 in Tesla. And yes, this was an overreaction. I think when you start seeing the robo-taxi launch and you start seeing the AI and he starts saying, again, I'm sleeping on the factory floor, that's a good signal. Getting out, he got himself back into politics and you saw exactly what happened with the stock. I mean, he's not in the White House, but he inserted himself into politics again. And the street hates that. When he's out of politics, we love it. And that's when the stock will go up. So if you have any questions, hit me up. Everything's on Linktree, by the way. If you want here, I will show you, again, the newsletter is free. Trendspider is $52. You can get a bundle, premium, Seeking Alpha Premium and Alpha Picks. We talked about Alpha Picks at the beginning. It's such a good portfolio. You save $159. Again, that's the second link on Linktree. The third link is for just Seeking Alpha Premium by itself. You saw me use the quant. You saw me use the AI, analyze with AI. Get a free 7-day trial and $30 off. And, again, June 17th, Steve Kress is having his top 2025 stocks. Go and listen to yesterday's episode if you didn't, because it is literally the first 20 minutes is all about the top 2025 stocks and how well they are doing. And Steve Kress on June 17th will release another batch of stocks. And again, Alpha Picks is outperforming. At the very least, go over here and do the sixth link right here, which is Webull. It's my YOLO. And again, it's mostly Tesla stock, IBIT, and some other stuff. Let's look at where the portfolio is at 12,166, 172. And it's literally, here's the portfolio: Apple, Google, IBIT, Nvidia, Spotfiy, Tesla. That's what I currently hold. And I trade in and out of triple leverage ETFs and things like that every now and then. But that's it. So if you have any questions, hit me up. Again, on Linktree. Everything's right there. My email address. You can reply to email. Take care. See you. Have a great weekend. Bye. Okay, let me do iMovie. I hear the dog snoring. And I got a text from the vet while I was doing this. So. Let's read the text from the vet. So if I cry, I apologize if it's bad news. I don't think it's going to be bad news, though. We'll pull that down. We'll pull that down. We'll push this up. Okay, and we're going to cut out the first little part.
Good morning.
We're going to cut that out. Okay, we'll put this in. Green screen. Bum bum. I gotta do some new graphics over the weekend too. I'll do some new graphics. I like the graphics though. Okay, let's export this one. And then I'll look at your questions. 6.5. No, it's 6.6. Pod. I don't know why I'd worry about that. I remove it anyway. I love blueberries. I don't eat them fresh though. I have bushes. I don't think I even have the space to grow like blueberries and stuff, but maybe I do. Yeah, great trade, Chris. Is Google a buy? I mean, if you want to sit through the street saying that they're going to lose search, I mean, I hold Google, so I'm not selling at 170. I think I sold some at 180 on the way down or something. I may have even sold at 168 and just bought like QQQ and said, I think QQQ is going to outperform Google just because the street's going to keep this one kind of low, just because they're focused on search. So is it a buy? I mean, it's not super expensive. You know, historically, you're paying far less. I mean, let's just go and chart, select metrics. Valuation. We will go to PE. And I don't care about the S&P. There's the PE. I mean, you're paying less for it. Did you want to buy it in 2020? I mean, let's just look at let's see. did you buy in 2020 in August when it was trading at 75? Because you actually wound up paying more for the earnings than you're paying today. So is Google a buy? I don't know. I mean, you know, it's cheaper today than it was back then. That's just, you know, and look, you know, you've gone up that much. So I hold it. I just think it's worth more than what it's selling for now. But do I think it's going to outperform the Qs? I sold a little bit of it, I think, back in late April. Maybe it was March. I forget. But I sold a little bit of it in my retirement account, and I just bought QQQ because I thought, I'm going to take that one. Microsoft's at all-time highs. I mean, you know, again, you're at 470. That's an all-time high. And so, Harry, do you want to buy a stock? You know, say you want to sell it at 475. You're going to have somebody in the market say, you know what? I'm fine paying all-time highs at 475. Do you want to buy it? I'm not saying it's not going to go up. I'm just saying all-time highs are sometimes difficult. You've got tremendous momentum in this name. And I think just put it into your head like this, okay? Microsoft has a major investment in OpenAI. I think they own 50%, 10%, some crazy investment. And OpenAI is worth a lot of money. And so Microsoft gains that. Now, what happens when Elon goes against Trump? Well, guess who gets the invite for AI into the Oval Office? It's probably Sam Altman, because they both hate Elon now. So I don't think it's a bad one, but you've got to understand that you could be paying all-time highs. Berkshire, I think you buy the dip on anything Berkshire. I mean, honest to God, under $500, you haven't. The 4-hour algorithm hasn't done really well on Berkshire, but I'm working on a paid newsletter. 3 ETFs that you can buy and hold, and Berkshire's one of them. I think Berkshire's one of the greatest, you know, ETFs that you can buy. So I don't think it's a bad thing, but you know, again, when you look at this, the 200-day is right there at 480, and you just have negative down in that round, and it's because Buffett, you know, is on his last legs. But yeah, and Jacob, you said it's right off the 200-day. I liked where the MACD is. I mean, look at the last time the MACD was down this low, the stock was trading at 440. Could it get there? Yeah, I mean, it's expensive. So QMCO. What the hell is QMCO? Quantum Corporation. I know nothing about it. I don't own this one. So, you know, and these are hard to tell what it is. The quant covers it. It says a hold. The valuation's an A, but they don't have a AI analysis of it. So, you know, your 52-week range is between $2 and $90. So I don't know enough about it that, you know, Nathan, to be honest with you, I'm tempted to tell you, you know, trade it. It's $67 million market cap. There are Waffle House locations that make more money than that. And then that's a $67 million market cap. And when you look at their financials, $67 million for $285 million in revenues. And that seems to be going down. Trailing 12 months, 285. Or no, I'm sorry. The last month was 553. So, I'm sorry. That's 553,000, I think. So I don't even think, you know, for a $67 million company, they're making 553,000. I think there's better stuff out there. Again, you know, use Seeking Alpha, 11 out of 28. These are top technology companies. STX, Dell, QUBT, which I think is the quantum company that Steve Kress says. He likes this one. So I just don't know anything about it. So I wouldn't, you know, if you like it, you like it. But I you know, CEG, I think it's overpriced. I mean, I went over this one before. CEG is just overpriced. I mean, if you're going to pay for CEG, then I think there's better ones out there. 30 times forward earnings for a freaking utility? That just seems high to me. But, you know, I'm not going to say don't buy it because it popped all the way to 352. You know, Wall Street thinks that it's worth 303, which is 5% upside. So I just think there's better utilities out there. TLN, I think, is the one that I recommend. Talon Energy. I think this is the one that I like. And you can see year to date, it's up 27%. Over 1 year, it's up 133%. You're up at all-time highs. I mean, I'm pretty sure I recommended this one in December at 200. So I think that's one, because I put it into the one of my portfolios in January, I think it was. And then it dipped down to 192. So, okay, I got to run. I got to do this stuff. I will see you guys Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. I hope the show was good. Take care. See you. Bye.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.